Wait on you.
What you mean you wait on me?
I'll just wait on you. My episode will be longer than yours by I don't know how many minutes, however long it takes you. So get your shit together. They could probably
Well,
already
why
hear
don't you
me
just
talking
fucking
now.
restart it? Cunt.
Mm. Can't do that. Can't do that. That's two separate videos. Can't do that. Just get your shit
No,
together.
well, delete one, you
No,
dickhead.
no. Just fucking do it. It's okay, man. I'm Day Day. Everybody knows I'm goofy, so my episode's just gonna be goofier because it has this beginning
Everyone
part
knows you're fucking
where you couldn't
stupid.
figure out how to start a fucking
Production value.
broadcast because you a fucking idiot.
Production value. Production value.
Creed's a
That's what it
retard.
is.
He still hasn't
You ruined
started.
the production
He
value.
still hasn't started his stream because he's stupid. So I'm waiting for him. So everybody that's
I
here,
don't know what
just
you're talking
witness
about.
Creed's stupidity because he hasn't started his stream.
I'm not
yet.
even fucking saying anything.
Fucking retard.
Episode 12. Fucking had to wait on Day Day because, you know,
Oh,
Day Day takes
okay.
a while to start.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
persistent. But
Okay.
Club Talk episode 12. We are here, joined by obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Creed Recon. You know, as always.
Joined by
Sexy as fuck.
bitch. You've been
And then
here.
we're joined by some piece of trash sitting next to me. Who are you?
There's some trash next to you. Where's it at?
Yeah, right on my left. Oh, it's
It must
standing
be
up.
over here.
It's walking
It must be
trash.
over here by
Oh,
this
it's-
bush.
It,
Must
it's,
be-
it's,
is it
it's
over there?
walking trash.
Is it over there? I don't see it. Where the trash at? Motherfucker.
But as usual, the hosts of Club Talk are back again for another shitty hour of talking about nothing. Today we're joined by who are you, Mr. I don't even know what to call you. Yeah,
time.
whatever.
Because every day is high time.
Not time. So who are you, man?
I'm the Chupacabras president of the South Blaine County chapter.
South Green County. So you use like a what is that? Is that like a real life bottom rocker?
No, it's what we did was we took you know, a lot of clubs are breaking up the city, north, south, east, west. I haven't seen it done in Blaine County, so I figured why not and do something original with the patch. So we cleaned the south part of Blaine County, which is like Grand Sonora, Sandy Shores, Harmony, anything below the Alamo shit.
Would you was asking
Oh.
about his club name, right? I thought you was asking
No.
about his club name.
I didn't ask what his club name. Wouldn't make any sense.
I thought you was asking was his club name.
What
the
real
name
life
of a
bottom
real
rocker,
MC.
Day? The fuck does that mean?
That's what I thought you said. I wasn't listening to you. Sometimes you say dumb things and I just zone out and don't listen.
Hey man, everyone knows who the real star is here. Calm down.
Okay, yeah, because he didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
He was like,
sorry,
he's
I don't.
like,
I'm
he's like,
sorry,
who the fuck
I'm
is
not
Creed?
Instagram fucking diva.
Instagram diva. I like that. I'm claiming that. That's gonna be one of my
Don't
new
call
nicknames.
yourself a diva. That's fucking gay.
What the fuck? What? So it's 2018.
This is
Fuck you, man.
the faggot should be killed.
Hold on. We was just,
No,
wait a minute.
I know.
Somebody,
Oh, no.
somebody
We're
commented.
gonna-
Somebody
oh,
commented
no.
that. You can see comments now. Somebody said that.
It's okay. My brother's a homosexual in real life, so you know I'm not homophobic.
You sound like that one white guy who has a black son. I could say the N-word 'cause
We've
my
had this
friend
conversation before.
No, we're not gonna get into that debate. Whatever. You stupid. That's all I got to say.
You're stupid.
You're retarded.
Anyway, we're here to just chill out again for another fucking hour. You know, and fucking talk about some issues, because basically, right now, this episode's going to be 1% talk, mostly a big chunk of it. It's going to be 1%. And then we're probably going to drop the topic for a while, because we want to look into talking about some other shit. We covered 1% on the past 12 episodes. We talked a little bit about it, at least.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have one big blowout, get feelings out there, get some emotions out there, you know, and then all good. If you're commenting right now, we can't see anyone's comments. So
Can't see shit on either channel.
yeah. Right. So we have two different opinions, you know. Me and Day might have some difference of opinion. We talked about this a little bit, but I have a feeling. So let's get this out there. What are your views on 1% so far? Like, yeah, what's going on with that? Where's your head at?
My views on 1%, and it's always been the same since the 2014 meeting, is ARs and pistols only.
Right.
Pump shotguns and submachine guns are fine from the bike. On ground, the pump shotgun is like an iffy subject. It's really based upon your club. That's a club choice. But Submachine guns are basically not allowed. That's really, it's the original code. A lot of cats are trying to change it due to
You
like,
say original code. What does that mean?
what we founded on at the meeting.
What there was?
Yes.
Wait, no, but not every club in the entire community was there on that meeting.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Some clubs weren't even founded before this meeting,
I mean, I'm
and
sure there were clubs around before that meeting which claimed 1%. There were, most
yeah,
definitely.
from GTA 4, it was eye for an eye. Basically, like if you blow me up or you pull a tank out, that's fine for me to pull a tank out. A lot of clubs did not agree to that.
So,
Um,
I mean, so technically, wouldn't that be the OG code?
yeah, I mean it was until the majority of the clubs at the time that were big enough to impact the community came together. Enemies, friendlies, like there was a whole bunch of clubs that came together. The original Mongols, um, myself, which was Comanchero at the time, a few other clubs, Warlocks. We all came together and we decided to, make it more competitive.
That
Um,
wasn't really their place, though. I know it's not your guys' place to speak on behalf of everyone and to claim that as the new code. You guys can say we follow that. What I'm getting at here is that there are different codes and percent codes. I feel like claiming we're the OG code doesn't have any weight to it because it doesn't make any sense. I see it as not even back then. I don't see it as the OG code, right? I don't see eye for an eye as OG code. I don't see that because every single club since the beginning has had a different view on 1%. Maybe people may agree, but your club and the club that you're friends with and the clubs that you know of decided to follow the same code. But that does not make it the real code. It doesn't make it the right code.
um, I mean, aren't you guys ARs, right? You guys
Oh
play
yeah, absolutely,
ARs.
Yeah, we
100%.
we are, we
All
are
right.
ARs only
So,
because that's how we like to play.
so
But
yeah. So I mean, if if you want to be technical, I mean that meeting had some type of ripple effect in the community.
not really. I didn't even. Let me tell you this. I didn't know
The,
nothing about y'all's club. That 1% meeting. Nothing that you're talking about. I got on this game. I didn't like shooting rockets. I didn't like using grenades. So in turn,
this
I wanted to play the game this way. And even my way is
Striker
not the
MC
same as
was
yours
retaliation.
because you
Striker
you
MC was
you don't.
retaliation for up to about 2 years ago. It was
Yeah.
retaliation, and
Yeah.
2 years ago, we had an influx of good members like myself, and I've been in the community myself for about 4 years now. Um, I had an influx about this community, and we came in and we're like, okay, you can't be doing this because we like to see it like this.
Right.
Now, we have differentiates in our own code. We're allowed to use pump shotguns, we're allowed to use submachine guns, we're allowed to do that kind of stuff. I still consider that 1%. A lot of people consider that. Personally, I consider retaliation 1%. Strike MC doesn't follow that
Yeah.
code, but I consider that 1%.
Me too.
Because to a lot of people, and the way that a lot of people perceive this is fair play. And that's the
So
way
are
we
you?
kind of perceive 1%.
So you're 1%. You said retaliation. So are you still talking about basically like an eye for an eye kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what. That's
but
what.
Strike
A lot
MC
of
doesn't
people.
follow that
A lot of
code.
people refer to
But
that.
if somebody did that, I would see them as still 1%.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's fair play. I mean, we
Get the
don't do
get.
that. It's against
Hold
our
on.
bylaws.
I'm gonna explain.
But
I'm gonna
other clubs
explain
do.
Creed's terminology.
I can explain my
When
own
people,
terminology today.
I'm doing it anyway because you ain't let me talk. But anyway, eye for an eye. When people play eye for an eye, people tried to make fun of them, be like, "Oh, y'all retaliation club." So that's where that came from. But no,
Right.
we still consider that 1%. However, we don't play like that. That's not how we. That's not how we want to do it. We want to kick at ARs and pistols and pump shotguns and like that. The only time
Right.
we even blow anything up is if it's an armored vehicle or it flies. I was told is that the original 1% they don't do shit up. I ain't got that on my weapon wheel. Blah 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 blah. Quote unquote original 1%, true 1%. put
Which that
quotations
kind of-
on it because
that kinda gets
obviously
me a little
it
bit
started off
because
as
I
eye
see
for an
this on
eye. So how
Instagram.
could it?
I see it on Instagram a lot. The original 1%. I don't like that a lot. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it implies that the people who play that way were made 1%, which is not true. Nobody made 1%. Real life bikers made 1%, and it came over to GTA in different forms all across the fucking MC community.
I mean, when we wear the 1% patch, it's a different meaning from real life to
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
You know what I mean? We kind of we adopted the 1% as, you know, ARs, pistols, pump shotguns, mini SMGs as the 1% code. You know what I mean? Compared to actual real life bikers.
Yeah.
But then
I think what everybody
agree.
I think what everybody can agree on is we all criminals. It's GTA. So therefore, you can't be 1% by being a criminal because every MC that comes up on GTA,
I don't like the argument that
it's gonna be that.
like there's an argument that a lot of people that claim 1% usually go, oh, I'm for the real life 1%. I use whatever I want. I don't like that argument because it's stupid. It's different. Obviously, 1% in GTA is different. But what I don't like is people saying, this is 1% specifically, you cannot have this on your weapon or you cannot use this pump shotgun here, because that was never put into place.
Me personally, I mean, we kind of agree to it. I mean, you might have not been
only
at
a select few clubs agree to it. That doesn't speak on behalf. I'm sure I hear people saying we had a completely different meeting with another group of clubs. You know, there are people that have these meetings. These meetings have popped up throughout GTA community history.
Trust me, there's been countless meetings.
Go, we're gonna change 1%.
God damn, Creed, you got a lot to say. but
the way I look at it is, it's kind of like a myth and a legend over the years of what the 1% is. Yeah. To me, at least, 1% is ARs, pistols only. I don't even have in my weapon wheel a sniper. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or an auto shotgun or anything like that. That's me personally. I don't have any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anything that a biker would not absolutely use, I don't have in my weapon wheel.
See, but the thing is too, you gotta look at actual, you know, MC shit that happened in real life if you comparing it that way, because bikers have used explosives, they use car bombs, they use whatever, you know, whatever means necessary to get the fucking job done. But
and the way we perceive it now is 1% comes down to fair play, and that's because we don't use explosives and stuff like that, because it comes down to fair play. Not like real life bikers, because 1% bikes in real life, I think we can all agree they're crazy ass motherfuckers, right? They're gonna blow someone up if they have bombs.
If they got it, they're gonna use it, no doubt.
They got it, so we don't imitate 1% real lifers, and I think everyone knows that. And if you don't realize that, then what the fuck?
I mean, look, we're not, you know, we come on the game to have fun. This is the kind of gameplay that we like to play. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're not out here, like, I'm not going to be out here and I'm not going to put no clubs out there. I'm not going to be out here wearing a fucking Chupacabra patch. You know what I mean? Or, you know, I'm pretty sure Data ain't going to be rocking a motherfucking Strikers patch walking down the street.
Fuck no.
You know
well,
what I mean?
I'm definitely not rocking a Strikers patch, because Strikers actually happens to be a real life club. We are Striker, not Strikers.
Striker.
Yeah, there's a Strikers in Atlanta, Georgia, red and gold.
So it's a
big
very
black
small
fist,
club.
all black club, Atlanta, Georgia.
Very different design.
We don't.
We figured that out.
We didn't know nothing about them, but their name is very similar to ours. But yeah, I wouldn't swing. Yeah,
but it's still,
unless I joined it,
because there's no S.
I ain't try to have them with my ass on the street. You a striker? We strikers. Where the fuck you get that name from? Oh no.
There's no S on the end of ours.
Yeah, so exactly.
It's different.
Nah, he still gonna beat my ass. That S gonna get your ass whooped.
Nah, man, no S. It's good.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure everybody likes the fair gameplay. You know what I mean? It's more competitive. It's like a game in a game. Kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
It's like a more you're adding a challenging level to the game that you're already playing. You're adding another aspect to it. You're giving yourself something more challenging to do. But I think where the disconnect comes from is when people have their different variations of it, and they expect other people to adhere to their variations of the code or whatever meetings they had and stuff like that, which I don't
Which is
necessarily
fine. Look,
agree with.
you can say, look, I
You can
want to
say,
play this
yeah, I
gun, I
don't
want to do
consider
my
you
AR, I want to do
1%
my
fine
pistol.
with it.
But I have issue with the fact that I see people a lot going, this person isn't 1% because he did this. And it would be something like, he rode his bike over me. And it would
This
be
is
like...
To me, that's like, if you're riding your bike over for kills, that's just bullshit. You know what I mean?
But you're a
Like,
biker.
yeah, but I mean, it's a cheap kill.
But
there's a lot of things that are
where
cheap
it comes
kills.
into it is,
You shoot somebody else while they shooting one
especially
of
in
your boys.
Striker
Cheap
MC, I
kill.
like to
You
think
know what I'm
most
saying?
of
That's
our
a cheap
members,
kill.
if not all of our members, really value that MC patch on your right as much as that 1% patch on the left. And I think a lot of clubs forget that MC patch does exist, and they put all that focus onto that 1% patch, and they forget that there's a whole other side.
If a dude, this
Oh,
me
yeah.
personally, if a dude get in a car and he try to run me over, I'm not gonna be too, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, why you do that? But I'm gonna be like,
Now,
you scummy as fuck. But I'm gonna be like,
we're not
yeah,
allowed to,
you know?
we're not
I'm
allowed
like,
to do that in Striker MC.
No,
Yeah.
But I would technically not say that's
if you're
99.
fighting an MC, right? Now, if they're riding their bikes around
Yeah.
you, trying to hit you with a shotgun or a mini.
Called a Striker Stampede, that's what I would call it.
Yeah, like if they're trying to hit you with a shotgun riding around you, that's one thing. Now, if they're running you over and you get knocked down and they hit you with a fucking pump, then to me that's just like, yo, that's weak. You know what I mean? That's a weak kill.
I think it's scummy, but I wouldn't describe it as 99. I just think it's scummy.
I think
It's scummy. I
think
definitely
it's
would
funny.
say it's scummy though.
I think it's funny.
It's funny and scummy, but I wouldn't
Because
describe
it is quite easy to kill somebody on their bike. And if they're coming towards you, you should be paying attention. Don't get hit by a fucking
Oh
bike.
yeah, but
That's the way I
like,
kind of
if
see
there's
it.
a flock, if you got a whole fucking flock after you, I mean,
You should have bought a bigger flock.
yeah, I mean, at the
Yeah,
same
that's the way
time,
I see
but,
it.
like,
in that sense though, you could put that stipulation on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this ain't fair because this ain't fair because the way y'all did it.
the way
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put that on everything.
An AR kill contains of not the headshot, but a body shot contains of like 10 bullets. Anything less than 10 would be considered 99. So like a musket
That's
kill
ridiculous.
is
Come
one
on.
shot.
What's that?
Seriously, bro.
What is that? No, that was never discussed upon. Come on. That was
It
you had a
is,
meeting.
bro,
You had a
it
meeting of MCs that half of them aren't even here anymore. And apparently it was the first ever MC meeting. And you say anything that more
is that
than
my
less than
fault
10
that they're
bullets
not here?
gets you killed.
Is
Well,
that
no,
my
but
fault
but
that
you
they're not
cannot
here?
say we're owed you 1% because there probably were meetings before that. You don't know that for a fact that they weren't. You don't know for meetings that were after that. Nobody knows that. You can't
Alright, so
claim that
here's
anything more than
here's
10
my
bullets
question.
is
How
a
long have you
99
been
kill.
in the industry?
4 years.
Since 2013. But
Oh,
he been
4
here.
years.
Striker MC himself been here since 2013.
No. I mean Recon.
I've been here for 4 years myself.
Okay, all right. I've been here since 2014. All right. But there was a meeting. There was a meeting.
But you don't know if there was a meeting before that or a meeting after that.
There's definitely meetings after that. There was a lot of meetings.
Yeah,
after
100% of meetings after that.
There probably was meetings after that, but the
And
meeting
probably
itself,
before.
huh?
Probably there was a meeting before that as well.
I mean, you had the GTA 4.
Because
1%,
2014
which
and
is eye for an eye,
2013
so,
there was still 1%. There was 1% that was still going around. The 2014 didn't spark 1%. Everyone didn't go, oh, this is the real 1% now. That never happened. Maybe the clubs that you hung out with and were friends with did that. But the rest of the community didn't do that. The people that you didn't know, the clubs that you didn't speak to, the clubs that didn't attend the meeting, you don't know that can be considered OG 1% because you don't know every club in the community. You didn't know every club in the community. There'll be guys that make a new club every day.
I don't think any one player or any one club could know every fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
I don't think
that's
even
impossible.
a congregation.
That's
of clubs
impossible.
can do it.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is strikers follows. Your guys' club follows the same code that was was from 2014. It seems like, you know what I
No,
mean?
we actually we blow up
No,
armored vehicles.
we blow up tanks and shit. Like we blow them
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Well, we do too. Anything armored and anything military, you know what I mean?
But
Anything that flies
when I
or shoots
checked
rockets.
in
That
in the
was the same.
2014 one though, it said you couldn't do that. So that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to use them. Period. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, bro. That was never. You know what I mean? Anything military, um, you know, because of the tank. Because the only tank that was out at the time was the one rocket tank. Like if you hit them with a rocket, that tank's blowing up. Not
Okay, well
now
there are
they got,
there are other people now. There are other people on Instagram as well claiming that assault rifles, pistols, no matter what. If a tank comes along, assault rifles, pistols, no matter what. There are people that claim that just as much as you, and they'll go, "We're the OG 1%," and you'll go, "No, we're the OG 1%."
Look at it. Look at it
There's
like
no
this.
such thing
Let
as an
me
OG
let me give
1%.
you let me
I
give
don't-
you
I don't
another
believe it.
scenario.
There's no such
Let me
thing.
give you another scenario. Say Striker MC, TFFT, Exiled, all the people we friendly with or enemies of, people we know closely. We all come together and we say, this is what we want 1% to be. Everybody get in jets and blow people the fuck up. We decided that. And now we gonna push that as the motive. No matter what nobody say, that's 1%. Nah, you can't.
That doesn't
You know what I'm
make it
saying?
the
Like
new
you
1%.
don't
That
make
makes
it the 1%.
our
It makes
version
it.
of
I mean,
1%.
I mean,
You
the
know
way
what I'm
I see
saying?
it, bro,
It's the same
is
thing.
the major majority of the clubs, you get what I'm saying, that came together, um, and it wasn't like a 1 day meeting kind of thing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There was different clubs that rotated in and out of those meetings.
Mhm.
Um,
But you didn't meet with every club in the community. That never happened. That was not a thing.
well, look, bro. Either way, I mean, either way, bro. It boils down to a lot of the clubs. You know what we discussed had a ripple effect in the community.
Mhm.
Either
Oh, I
way.
don't doubt it. I
I
don't
don't
doubt it.
believe
It's
it
a.
does.
It's.
I don't
I think.
believe it
I
does.
think
I
it does.
believe that-
I think
I
it
believe
does.
that the clubs
But I
maybe
wouldn't.
there
I
that
wouldn't
day
call
were,
it. What
and
I would
maybe
say
someone was
is I
still
wouldn't
around.
call it. I wouldn't call an original 1%, and I wouldn't diss nobody else for not playing that way. Like, oh, you're not 1% because you don't play by these exact rules.
like,
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, let's
But
be real,
I
bro.
can say that it does have a
musket
ripple
kill,
effect
like,
because people
like a-
are playing by those rules. People do respect those because when you look at it, it looks cool. This guy has
You
used this
cannot
AR
trace
the
1%
entire time.
back to
It's
a
cool.
certain amount of time. You cannot trace 1% back to a meeting. You cannot change a huge change in 1% back into
I
a
mean,
meeting. You
we're
can change
gonna
it to
agree
changes in the
disagree, bro.
community.
We could agree to disagree. I can trace it back, bro. Like I was there.
So
Yeah,
know
you
what I
can
mean?
trace
at
it.
that-
You can
at
trace
that
it back
meeting.
to the meeting that you had after what you knew 1%.
So you
to be.
think, and in that meeting,
what
because
you-
your
what you-
friends and the people that
Hold
you
on.
played with in your circle.
God damn, Creed! I
What-
swear
what
you
in that
trying
meeting?
to have an argument.
Then-
Like, what
then-
is
Yeah,
you
I'm
doing?
talking.
He's
I'm
getting a little
talking.
hot-headed, ain't he, bro?
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out your
I mean,
mindset here.
listen. The mindset is the people who were in the meeting are now presidents themselves or are in major clubs. You
Doesn't
understand?
qualify them for anything.
I mean, I disagree,
good
bro.
point, though.
Like,
I mean,
listen,
but I don't know, bro.
Because
You know what I'm
the
saying?
people
Like,
who were there are now like major shot callers in the MC community.
but
get what I'm saying?
you do understand.
I
You do
disagree.
understand that
I
there
mean-
is. Hold on, because I'm gonna give you another dynamic. There is a auto aim community. Auto aim
Oh, yeah.
one. Quote
We
unquote
started off,
1%.
The MC community started off in the
Exactly.
auto aim community.
Exactly. There is
Like-
an auto
like, I'm not
aim
gonna-
quote
I'm not-
unquote
I'm not
1%
gonna lie.
community. And
You know
they
what I mean?
and
I'm
they
not gonna-
and they can use the same argument. That's what I'm telling you. Like your argument
Yeah.
there, I can't
mean-
really get behind that. I wanna get you. I wanna be there with you. Like I understand where Creed
We
coming
did
from. I
start
understand
off
where you
as
coming from.
a
But at
auto aim community.
the same
You know what I
time, you
mean?
understand how silly the argument look. Like you know what I'm saying? It ain't.
I mean,
All you
I
saying
mean,
is-
me
all you saying
personally,
is-
bro,
All you saying is me and my friends came together. We decided this, so this is what it is because we are established
it
people,
just wasn't
and this is
friends.
what we
Like,
decided.
You played. with.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was people.
community, bro.
It wasn't the
It was
entire
because
community.
you know.
You already
It
said
was
yourself. It
because-
wasn't the entire community. It
There are
was,
entire
different
community,
circles
but it
within
was
the
the
community.
majority that,
That you
of
can't,
the-
you can't be for sure it was the majority. You can't. Even if it was 100 clubs, you can't be for sure it was the majority.
I
And I
don't
doubt it was
Like I
close to
said,
100
I don't
We're
think
gonna
clubs.
anybody
agree
can.
to disagree.
I don't think anybody can be sure of that. Like, I
No,
don't
you
think
can't. You can't do a count of how many people there are in the MC community. That's ridiculous.
Like I
You
said,
can't.
bro, I just, you know,
you probably
if it
could
wasn't the
nowadays with
majority of the
Instagram and all
community,
this other bullshit.
yeah,
But
like if it wasn't a
No, you can't
majority
because
of
there are
the
always going to be
community,
people outside of Instagram. You can only make sure it's the people that you play
fair,
with.
yeah, either way, bro. Like either way, the shit that we talked about at that meeting, had a ripple effect, and now most of the community follows that
I disagree.
1% code.
so what you saying
disagree.
is
I
so what
don't
you
see that
saying?
at all.
Hold on. Let me try to put this in a
Well,
way.
I mean,
Let me try to put this in a way.
The
Hold
huge
on. Let
thing
me
I
let
always
both of
see
y'all.
over Instagram and everything.
my God,
Listen. The huge thing I always see over Instagram is anything. Oh, we're dying out. OG 1% is dying out. I see that all the time. Oh, we're the last one of the OG clubs. So if that's true, if it was such a huge ripple effect, why is it dying out?
I mean, you got new updates, you know, new tactics on how to kill that doesn't follow what we set forth. You know what
But
I
I
mean?
would say the majority of the MC community does not follow those rules anymore.
I would definitely say that, but then he could argue that,
Yeah.
you know, that's why it's 1%. Only 1% follow it. But then again,
But I
how
would
could
say it
you
was only 1% from
possibly?
fair play in GTA.
I would honestly say it's less than 1%. I would say that. I'm confident enough
I
to
would say only
that it's
1%
less
I
than
mean, me
1%.
and
personally,
that's what it
bro,
stands for, is fair
I never
play.
understood that whole 99
Yeah.
with the patch on, or you know what I mean, with the
Yeah.
diamond or the 0. I even fucking seen 0%.
No, I've seen
Well,
0%, 2%, all
and
kinds of crazy
let me
shit.
tell you what happened with 0%. I fucking hate that. It's not so 0% people should be wearing a 1% patch, and that's what happened. Is these clubs have come around saying, "Oh, you ain't fucking 1%. You should be OG 1%," and then they've gone, "Oh, take that 1% off," and they've been like, "Oh, maybe I'm not 1%." No,
So
those motherfuckers are 1%. Those motherfuckers are more 1% than the
0%
OG
are those
1%ers.
clubs that played 1% that
The eye for an eye.
people like you went around calling retaliation clubs. Oh, you're not 1% no more.
Right.
This how we do it. You a retaliation club. Well, motherfucker, I don't know who the fuck you is, but this how we been doing it. Fuck it, I'll be 0% because I don't want to be a part of this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people, you know what I'm saying? People tried to make it what it is, make it that's you know what I'm saying? That's never what it was. It was fair gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So how can you come up?
I mean, we
decide I
made
want to
it
make this
more-
change, and then that's what it. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
I mean,
that's
it
what
wasn't
it is.
just me. Like you get what
No,
I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
It
You
wasn't
know,
just
you had a
me.
group of people,
Like,
a big group of people,
It was
and
a
y'all
group of,
decided.
it was a circle of GTA MCs that know each other.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I mean, like even if we fought each other,
That's just a
you know
circle.
what I mean?
We're in listen. We're in a circle of MCs right now. I would say Striker MC and Circle of MCs. We're in with the DT, TEMC, Reapers, and a bunch of Zeds, and we're in this circle of MCs.
But the
and
thing is,
within this circle, people are fighting.
you
but
gotta
if we
look
brought all
at-
these people together, listen, shut up. If we brought all these people together,
Motherfucker, what you mean,
and we
shut
were
up?
like, and we were like, okay. We're gonna start on the 1%. That wouldn't be the majority of the clubs. To us, it might seem like, oh, we got the whole community together, but there's always that separate circle.
So
what I've noticed
you
with
gotta
playing
look.
GTA a lot.
I think
is there's two circles of MCs,
gotta look
maybe
at.
three.
You always gonna look like dominant or majority to your damn self. That's always the way it's gonna look. You know what I'm saying? If it was us to do the same thing, we would get with the clubs that we know closely, that we've seen be active a lot, that are popular right now, and those are the clubs that we would go with. Are they really popular? Probably not. Are they really at the top? Probably not. Are people really looking up to them for information? Probably not. But we think that because that's our circle, that is your social circle that you are set in. For you to make a decision
Even
in
if
that
it's people
circle,
you fight,
that
that's still
social
your circle.
circle, and decide that that's for the rest of the community, that is everybody's thing, that's everybody's stitzel, this is how everyone should look at it, that's silly. Because that's your circle. If that's the way y'all want to look at it, fine. But for you to place that on everyone else is just, it's beyond it. You can't. It's impossible to do.
I don't
Because
know, bro.
y'all
like I
chose to
said,
make
I
that
was
decision. That was
there.
y'all circle.
I was there, but
Yeah, you was
know,
there at that meeting
I'm
with
a-
the circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there. You know what I mean? I took
Okay,
place in it.
alright, so what if I said I was there with the meeting before? What if I said this? What if I
would
said a
say
week
what?
before that meeting, I would said my circle of MCs that I play with, me and them had a meeting and we said that 1% is now this.
I mean, like I said, bro, you know, this is what the community agreed to. Either way, bro.
No, it's not.
Well,
you can say that, bro.
I
You
mean,
can
but
say
you can
that,
literally
but
say that's not what the community agreed to, because
at the
as
end of
you
the
said
day,
before, it was people in the
clubs
community that
are
did not agree
sitting
with it and
here.
wasn't even there.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
you know what I'm saying? You can't say
bro,
the
like
community.
even the
But
people
yeah, the people that you was
didn't
talking
agree
to,
to it
yes.
attend the meeting. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? No, there was people at the meeting that didn't agree. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't like,
So
oh,
then they didn't.
like this is the code and this is what we go by. No, bro. Like there was like it was a long discussion and everything like that to make a fair gameplay. You know what I mean? Outside of what the fuck else GTA is about. The blowing shit up, causing chaos, everything
But only
like that.
those MCs that were at that meeting can then say, okay, this is our code. They can't say this is the OG code, because remember, it existed before then. They can say this
I
is
mean,
our code.
that's like, bro, like that's like saying, you know, in the beginning, when the fucking dinosaurs came, there shouldn't be a Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't make
What are you
sense, bro.
talking
Like
about? What?
the majority of the clubs.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. That was a horrible analogy. That was just a horrible.
No, but I'm saying, listen,
but yeah, I
the
get you. It
majority
was
of
a
the
horrible
clubs,
analogy, though.
You know what I mean? Like the majority of the clubs at the time, the like kind of what they
I disagree.
Hold on. Let him finish though.
majority.
Let him finish, because you be talking a
Mongols,
lot.
the warlocks, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe they're not here anymore. Okay, I get that. That's nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me or what happened. But the majority of the clubs that everybody heard of, you can't say that you haven't heard about the warlocks.
Arguably though, Mongols was never really.
Yeah, but Mongols.
You know
really?
what I'm saying? Like
Mongols.
I'm talking,
but yeah, I know. I get where you coming from, bro. But at the same time, you see how that argument doesn't hold much weight. You know what I'm saying? Because those are people that got together and chose to make a decision on behalf of an entire community without being the entire community. That doesn't make sense. It don't.
So what about those people that were first 1% before you? You were in this community in 2014. There are people who've been here since 2013 that were all the 1% patch since 2013. Why aren't they what OG 1%?
The eye for an eye, we kind of figured out, like, you know, just ain't really how it ain't on a fair gameplay. You know what I mean? Like we wanted it more competitive and everything like that.
So
then it comes down
what
to,
you're saying is
it's fair gameplay.
It's fair. Yeah, that comes down to a discussion of opinion,
which
and
is
fair
subjective
gameplay.
Towards everybody.
Exactly.
Because what I consider fair may not be considered fair to somebody else.
And that's where the debate comes in. You guys made it debatable. Whereas when it was just eye for an eye, that was 1%. That was what it was. It was fair, you know. Somebody shoot you with a rocket, you shoot them with a rocket back. Bitch, get some. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But then it turns into this thing where everybody's adding their own stipulations to it, having their own meetings, deciding what they think is, oh, this is 1%. Oh, this is 1%. And now you have 5 different types of 1%, and they all have the same argument. We had this meeting. We're dominant clubs. We have a lot of us. We have this big social circle. We matter. We had an impact on the community. This is why this is 1%. What the fuck?
You cannot like, trace 1%.
You see where I'm coming from, though? Do you see where I'm coming from? You know what I'm saying?
I would disagree. I would have to disagree.
Because 1% was never created by a group of MCs. It was never created by a group of MCs. 1% was created by the interpretation from real 1%. Brought over, and then people started playing a different way because they mixed in fair play with GTA, and it formed into a 1% thing. There was never a meeting that said this is what 1% diamond means.
I would agree with that, but like I said, bro, to trace it back at a time, I would have to disagree. You can trace it back to a certain time.
You can't. It's impossible.
Where I disagree, and I feel like we all have to agree, is that you're saying that this one meeting that y'all had after 1% was already established. Because you say you could trace it back to a time. If we traced it back to a time, it would go past the time that y'all had that meeting. Meaning, it would go back to the time when it was eye for an eye. Because, of course, you know what I'm saying? That's when it started. So if you guys have a meeting, that is the same as everyone else having a meeting. Oh, this is what 1% is. Oh, this is what 1% is. This is what 1% is. You can say, all you want, but in reality, you're only popular to yourself. I didn't know who the fuck y'all was. Ain't seen y'all. I didn't even know who Banshees was till last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. I feel like that argument is hard. I feel like that argument is hard, bro. That's
But you're
how
not
could
really.
you? How
So
could
you're
it be
saying
whole
is that it's OG 1% because we had a meeting. That's what you're saying. You know, like that doesn't. You guys, whoever was there in the community, cannot change that. It already existed before that meeting, so they
So
do
you're
not
saying
have the right
it should
to
still
change
be
that.
no. All right, no, it's your opinion. That's your opinion.
They don't have the right to
You
force
just
somebody else to
just
1%.
confirmed.
That's your
I mean, you
opinion.
kind of confirmed that it wasn't our opinion because you said when it started off, it was eye for an eye. How do y'all
Yeah,
have the power to change it
on GTA
when you did
4,
not
on
create it? You
GTA
had a
4,
meeting
bro, it
and
was
decided
an
that's what
eye
y'all
for an
wanted to
eye.
do.
A lot of clubs did not agree to the eye for eye.
A lot of clubs,
So
meaning
does
the
that
means
clubs that came to your
means
meeting.
it should change. So that means 1%
I mean,
should change because a lot of people disagree with it. I think a lot of people disagree with it now. Should it change again?
what you disagree with how with the fair gameplay? You
I disagree with the way that I disagree with
What
the
I'm
way
telling
that
you is,
described
what I'm
1%,
telling
yes.
you is, if a bunch of clubs got together, disagreed with it, and we decided that we was gonna do our own thing and make up our own version of 1% and go with all these stipulations, is you finna follow those? Is you gonna be like, oh yeah, y'all the 1%? No,
are
fuck
you gonna
no.
say that's the
You
new
not.
OG 1%?
I can guarantee you, you not. You not finna say that.
Look, there's no way to change the 1%. Like at the end of the day,
If there's no way to change it, how y'all did it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, what happened is it was eye for an eye. The majority of the clubs did not agree to it.
That does not give them the right to change it.
So you're saying it should still
Just
be an
because they
eye
disagree.
for an eye? That's
I think it still is. It always has been.
Yeah, I mean,
Psycho MC personally does not follow that because we like to add our own things on stuff. What I'm saying is people can play 1% and call themselves 1%, which they like. But you cannot call someone not 1%.
At the end of the day, anything that you say at that meeting, you want to say OG 1% or whatever, had a ripple effect in the community to where there's clubs like Strikers, like Banshee, Striker.
Striker doesn't follow those rules that you described.
You know what I mean?
We don't follow those rules that you described.
So you're saying if someone blows you up, you're blowing them up?
No, we don't follow the rules that y'all described. Y'all just described plenty of rules. Oh, you can't use SMGs off your bike.
We
definitely do that.
No, like that's my club choice. That's my club choice. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is the ARs, the pistols, the pump shotguns, and shit like that. That is initially the 1%.
But we didn't choose that. We didn't choose that. Get this right. We didn't choose that style of gameplay because we decided that's what 1% is. You can see me and both Creed sitting here that we don't agree that's what 1% is. We don't agree that that's what everyone should play with if they claiming 1%. That's what they should do if they claiming 1%. We don't agree with that.
So you're saying,
but we like to play. We like to play with all that other shit added on. We like to play with that strict shit added on. That's what we put on.
I think
that's what we.
If someone has an RPG, I can take them out with an assault rifle, easy. And
exactly.
That's fair.
So that's why
maybe that's not fair for them because they're 99ing me. But to me,
but at the same time, I wouldn't say it was unfair for someone using an RPG on me for me to hit them back with an RPG. I wouldn't say that was unfair. They're doing it to me. I'm doing it back.
So you disagree with the eye for an eye?
No, I agree with the eye for an eye. We just said that.
Absolutely, 100%.
No, you said you don't think it's fair if someone used an RPG on you and you used an RPG on them.
I said I don't think it's fair for them.
I said it's fair.
I don't think it's fair for them.
I said I don't think I could say it's not fair.
If I RPG them back, it's fair.
If I fucking RPG them.
And then Recon, you just said, like if somebody hit you with an RPG, that's 99. Why do you classify that as 99?
Because
that was their first thing that they did. That was their first initial movement.
There was always a thing of when the community came together. They go, okay, what's OP and fucking crazy weapons? Let's fuck those. So it was basically no explosives, none of that shit, right? No auto shotguns that can gun people down, and that was also just because of the game mixed in with the culture of MC. That was not a meeting. That was just a mindset of people. There was no thing before that. When the MC community was created,
so you're saying without a meeting, all these clubs came together and think the same?
I'm saying that there was probably something, there, right? There's probably something that people started going, okay, I left this club and they did it this way.
Correction, because I looked into this. I did a lot of research.
I assume there was a meeting that you went to, but there's no meeting that decided was.
I don't know about no meeting, but I know where it originated. It started in TDMs. People would lock it up, and they would have certain weapons locked. That that's what it was. That's what the weapons was. You couldn't use explosives.
Right.
So people took those rules and they applied them to public lobbies. Right.
Exactly.
But with the stipulation, if someone hits you with an RPG or whatever they have at first, you could do the same shit back. That's what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what it had been for a long time.
That was from TDMs.
Exactly. That, you know what I'm saying? It just transferred over. Okay, this is
that
cool.
existed
Let's
in
do
2013. That was there in 2013. 2014, you said this meeting happened, or however long it happened. You said you were only here.
2014. Yeah, 2013, 2014.
2013 is when people started coming
now look
TDMs
at it. Here we are. Here we are.
To MCs.
Now here we are in 2018, right? And you got clubs that was here in that time frame, and they are not following your 1%, yet they claim 1%. The 1% that they are following is similar to ours. Most MCs, from what I've seen, and this is the same way you've been saying it, most MCs who was big back then, this is what they did, blah, 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 blah. Most MCs, from what I've seen, they will use pistols, pump shotguns, mini SMGs. They will use these things on the ground. These are things that y'all's, the stipulations y'all had. That ain't 1%. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all said, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
No, what I'm saying is
we use them. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We blow up armored vehicles. We blow up tanks. We blow up fucking rocket bikes. I don't give a fuck. It's coming out the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's 1%, bro. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There's certain clubs, like my club, that does not use certain weapons, but I wouldn't classify that as 99.
Yeah. But some people give it that quotations true 1% and original 1%. That's why I throw the disagreement in, because obviously that's not how it started. You chose to play like that. I got you. I still see eye for an eye as 1%. If I walked up to an eye for an eye person and they had a 1% patch on, I wouldn't be like, boy, you 99. And unless they just shoot me with a rocket for no reason, then I'm gonna be like, okay.
If someone's in retaliation,
but
I tend to think they're 1% because it's fair. So I think you're 1%.
So, for instance, right? Let me. I'm just trying to get your logic on this.
Yeah, go ahead, because I've been trying to get yours.
So you're telling me right now, if we go into a lobby and someone hits you with an RPG, right, or shoot you with a minigun, you're saying, and they're wearing a 1% patch, you're saying that's still 1%?
No,
because obviously I didn't do it first.
If I RPG them,
what I'm telling you is, if they
RPG me first, they're a 99er.
What I'm telling you is, if I was in an MC, listen, leave Striker out of it. Say I was in an MC and I'm claiming 1%, right? I walk into a lobby, a 99er doesn't know nothing about 1%, no nothing. He comes up, he fucking shoots me with a rocket launcher. He misses, whatever. I pull out a rocket launcher and rocket launch his ass back and kill him. That is not 99. I do not see that as 99. That's what I'm telling you.
Basically,
we don't do that in our club, but I wouldn't see no club that does that as 99.
Yeah, we don't allow that in our club.
But do you get? I mean, that's kind of like a half-ass backwards logic. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying if it happens to me, okay, and I do it back, that's 99. Okay, but there's going to be always that one person. That's not what we said. That's clearly what you just said.
That's not what I said.
If we do it back, it's still 1%. But we don't follow that rule in our club personally.
So if
but I would consider that
1%. And you do it back, you consider that 1%.
Yeah, but me personally, my club
definitely
doesn't.
It's fair gameplay. He shot you with a rocket. You shooting him with a rocket back.
Okay, so here's my thing. And if it happens to you, that's 99, right?
Yeah, if a motherfucker, if I ain't blew your ass up and you just blowing me up, obviously you don't know nothing about 1%.
If I blow up somebody for no reason,
you know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about the eye for eye thing. You just doing it to do it.
Okay, so you're saying, basically, if you jump in a lobby, a random hits you with an RPG, and you hit it back, that's still 1%.
Yeah,
that's still 1%. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would not call somebody 99 for doing that.
That's 1%, right?
I wouldn't call nobody 99 for doing that.
That's
eye for an eye, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but wouldn't it be kind of the same thing if they shoot the rocket at you first? I mean, like really think about that logic.
That's what you said.
That's what we just said.
If somebody comes into a lobby and shoots you with an RPG and you RPG them back, that's still 1%. If you come into a lobby and RPG somebody for no reason, you're a 99er. If they RPG you first, they're the 99er.
Why does that
because
let's hit on your logic then. Let's hit on your logic. You don't understand ours. Let's hit on your logic. Why does it make us 99 that we don't follow a rule that y'all had in y'all meeting that nobody was at but y'all? You understand what I'm saying? The whole 1% thing is very debatable, bro. It's very debatable. We can both agree that it started off as eye for an eye, which is what we literally just explained. Yeah, and you're trying to say that's dumb. I get it. You're trying to say that dumb. I'm not going to disagree. It might be dumb, but that's the way people chose to play. That's what people considered to be 1%. Y'all had a meeting, chose to change that. You want people to follow that, and you saying now this old shit, that ain't 1%. This the original 1%. How?
All right, so that's
you see what I'm saying?
That's like,
you see what I mean now?
So if I hit you up with a heavy SMG, right?
Mm-hmm. A combat MG.
Yeah, a combat MG.
We don't allow those, but yeah, okay.
Is that still 1%?
No, a combat MG is an unfair weapon.
I mean, if I hit your ass with a combat MG first, then you shot me with a combat MG back, then I wouldn't say 99.
But my thing is, what made that an unfair weapon?
What made that an unfair weapon? It was definitely not your meeting.
I disagree.
It wasn't your meeting
because people played like that before that meeting. You understand that, right? People played by those rules in 2013. At the beginning of people played by those rules.
That's what I'm trying to get at. The 2013, the 2014 meeting, the original.
No, people played 1%. before that meeting. People did play before that meeting.
I would disagree, bro, because
you think that was the point where 1% was created.
But you're sitting here saying the same thing that I'm saying.
He's not saying the same thing that you're saying because we both did you not?
And I'm saying, why does it make it 99?
Listen, because it's unfair.
Listen, what did you? No, hold on, Creed, because you not both of y'all just arguing. Y'all ain't even listening to each other. When we first started this conversation, we all agreed that 1% started off as eye for an eye. You're trying to argue that was dumb and y'all had a meeting and y'all decided to do something else. That don't have shit to do with the rest of the community. It don't have shit to do with it.
In order for eye to eye exist, there would need to be
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
There needs to be a classification of weapons being unfair in order for eye to even exist. Because there needs to be
Not true.
Well, yes, it is true. Because if he blows me up, why wouldn't I? Well, then you've misinterpreted what eye for eye means.
Eye for eye. If the weapon is used on you, you can use it back. So that means if you pull out a jet, I can pull out a jet, and I'm still 1%.
That's what retaliation means. Yes.
Okay, so don't tell me that I don't understand what the classification is.
Hold on, Creed, you're not listening.
That meeting.
Creed, you're not listening.
Before that meeting, there were people classified. People classified these weapons before that meeting. That happened. In order for eye to eye to exist, people need to go, okay, I use this weapons until he uses that, and then I can use that.
You can still drive.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I would have to disagree because, an eye for an eye is kind of whatever weapon you want to use, and that you can use it back, kind of thing.
I can see where he coming from though, Creed, because what he's saying is fair gameplay. Whether you come into that lobby using RPGs or whether you come into that lobby using an AR, y'all both gonna use exactly the same thing on each other. It doesn't matter who escalates it. It doesn't matter who goes into what. That's
what
how
I'm
y'all
trying to
gonna
get
fight.
at here
And
is
you still
before
both
this
1%.
so-called meeting.
And that's
no,
what
listen,
he's saying. That's what he's
no.
saying that they didn't agree with, and they had a meeting for it. But at the same
No,
time,
but that doesn't. But
I don't
that doesn't
probably.
make any sense. Because
you classifying the weapon as OP, right? Now,
and you're
let's
saying
break it
that
down.
because of that meeting, that's why we classify that as OP.
Yes.
That's not true. Not by a long
Well,
shot.
you could
That's ridiculous.
You could disagree to it, bro, but that's the exact reason why you classify it as
I disagree.
No, it's not.
I definitely disagree
that's
because
insane.
what you just said about 10 shots and all that shit. I didn't. That's not why I consider anything to be anything.
The proof that an eye for an eye existed proves that wrong.
How?
Now the reason
Because
I play by these rules,
there in the
the
first
reason
place.
I play by these rules and I like them is because I don't like getting blown up.
I
and
have
I don't
talked
like
to
blowing
people
other people
that have been
up.
in this community a lot since GTA 4 and have talked about the 1% code.
I've been here,
the
bro.
1% code classifying weapons did not exist in 2014 or late 2013. It was not created by a certain bunch of MCs coming together. That never happened. People didn't sit. You might have done it between yourselves, but renowned in the community didn't go, this is now everything. Everyone follows this. Then years later, we're following this. People had this idea of role playing. Basically, is where this came from. Role playing realistic weapons, right? And that was not that meeting's idea. That was the community just sprouting.
The community sprouting. Okay.
I mean, the same logic he just used is kind of like what you just used. At this point, I'm just tired of listening to both of y'all. I'm just tired of both of y'all.
I'm just saying, bro. Either way, bro, you can say what you want. The 2013-2014 meeting ultimately had
This is where
are using the weapons that were still discussed in that meeting.
I disagree because a lot of those people that apparently were at that meeting are saying that it's dying out.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Both of y'all, fuck all that. I think we all can agree that all these variations of 1% have affected the community because in turn, the people that you talk with, the people that you play with, you have an effect on them. We don't play this way because of y'all. We don't know y'all, didn't know shit about y'all meeting. In fact, I just learned about this shit like 2 days ago. So that shit is like, that shit dead in the water and you know it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
so
like,
it didn't have no effect on me. It didn't have no effect on the way I play the game. None of that. And for either one of y'all to try to act like that's what it was, I don't think that's
this
what
meeting
it was,
did not create 1%.
Now, everybody comes to decisions and they do things on the game, and yes, those decisions and the things that they do will have a ripple effect in the community. But for you to sit there and say that your 1% is everybody's 1%, that's silly because you know that everybody has their own variations and their own stupid ass meetings and shit like that where they said this is 1% and everyone has the same single argument because as Creed said at the beginning, there was no dominant start point. You argue your dominant start point, people can argue they dominant start point that might have been before yours. Like you said before, it started off as eye for an eye. So that's what I'm gonna take it as. That's what I'm always gonna take it as. I think anything beyond that is like people coming together and deciding that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I can't argue that for everyone in the community. You can't. It's impossible.
It was just an organic
and that's me
build-up,
on that. Y'all can keep going, but that's me.
I don't picture any other way. I can only see it as an organic build-up because people don't listen to jack shit other people have to say. They never have. You know, it happened. There were meetings after yours. There were meetings before yours where people talked about it. There have been, just because a lot of these clubs that, you know, say, okay, this was the meeting we went to, doesn't make it the real meeting.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I don't know, bro. Like I said, a lot of clubs still agree to this. You know, clubs that weren't even there still agree to the shit that were discussed in 2013.
I always see all over Instagram everywhere. People always say to me, "Oh, the real 1%'s dying out." This OG code that you keep talking about, everyone that was apparently in it say it's dying out. We're one of the last OG clubs left. So if it was that rippling, if it was that effective,
I'm not saying the whole community follows this gameplay to where, you know, ARs, pistols only. You know what I mean? Or pump shotguns and small SMGs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there is still clubs. There might be few, but there's still clubs.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Like
I could have hosted a
Chupacabras,
meeting last week.
Banshees.
Does that mean my
What's that other
meeting had an
club?
effect
Little
on the
Shits
MC
and Road
community?
Rockers. That's probably about it though.
You know, if I hosted a meeting between myself and some of my friendly clubs and my enemy clubs, and we all said, all right, 1% now includes rocket launchers, and they kept that going for years, does that mean my meeting had an effect on the MC community?
No, bro, because what you're initially saying is we came together and made our own shit. That's basically what you're saying.
But that's basically what you just said, bro.
That's what happened.
I disagree, bro. I mean, the majority of the community came together as a community, bro.
I don't think the majority of the community was there.
But you do realize if we got with the people that we associate with, the people that we fight, friends with, or whatsoever, we may very well be, in our opinion, majority of the community. I don't see how you missing that part. It's like
I'm not missing that part, bro.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
I would
then.
say,
how can we make that
the majority
decision?
of the community are 99ers. That's what I would say nowadays. The majority of the community and the majority of MCs that I come across are very 99-sided.
Even the ones that claim
and they
1%.
said, well, if they all come together, the majority of the community, let's say that, and they said, listen, this is the real 1%, we can blow things up. Does that make it the new OG 1% code because they said it?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what makes them 99.
You're asking what makes them 99.
Yeah, you're saying nowadays
unfair use in weaponry, unfair weapons.
But yours, the
not your meeting.
Weapon?
The questions that y'all are asking each other, y'all do.
Okay,
hold on, bro.
The only person I've ever seen use this 10 shot method is Felix. That's the only person I've ever seen use this method, 10-shot method. That is ridiculous. No, because he's the only other person that I've seen even preach that. Every other person I've got 1%. All right, where'd you get your 1% from? I just think this is fair. I think this is fair gameplay and this and that.
What Felix did, bro? No, because all right, ARs were classified as 1%. What Felix did was break it down more in depth. That's what the entire community.
Did, but nobody accepted that. He can do it for his own club, but nobody accepted that.
What he did was he was like, all right, ARs is 1%, right? That we can agree to that, right? I mean, at least
it's a fair weapon.
Okay, it's a fair weapon. What he did was he went into a lobby and he shot. He and he tested it out, and it takes 10 bullets.
Have you watched that video? Have you watched that video?
Oh, yeah,
did you see how many times he killed the guy? Did you actually dissect the video? How many times he killed the guy before it made it do that? Like it was crazy. It was crazy. I think it's weird for people to put their stipulations on others and act like this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what he's saying is
I think at least you can say we can all agree it's supposed to be fair gameplay. I think that's the part that makes it have all those gray areas and makes it debatable.
Because what they're saying is
because
that
it's fair
they came to a meeting and they decided what was fair and unfair. And at this meeting, it was all worked out, and everyone agreed, and it was like the majority of the community was like, "Oh yeah, this is what's fair and unfair." That's not true. That's nowhere near true.
That's my thing too. If that was majority of the community, how come majority of the community now ain't following?
Doesn't say that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if it was majority of the community, how the hell was it 1%?
I'm saying it progressed in an organic, natural way where people took some from TDMs, took some from roleplay, merged it together, and created this build-up of what was considered 1%. And that is the most. No one can claim they created the unfair and fairness.
Y'all motherfuckers about made me sick of 1%. I'm about to go 99 because I'm tired of hearing this shit.
Well, this is the.
I didn't even want to have another. Episode. This is 58
this is the
fucking minutes.
We're gonna be talking about.
Y'all all been talking about 1%. Like fuck. Jesus Christ, man.
Well,
fuck it. It's fair gameplay. If you ask fair, eye for an eye, you're 1%. Fuck. Hey, bro, get the movement going. Majority of the clubs, y'all decide that eye for an eye is 1%, and then it's real because we had a meeting. Let's do that.
We're gonna wrap this up. We've got a couple minutes left. All we're gonna do is real quick. And this is gonna be the last episode where we talked about or 1% in this much depth, we might bring it back as reference in the future.
Nah, I'm gonna bring a 99 club on and see their opinion on it.
We're gonna
99 claiming 1%.
really be focusing on other topics and more, maybe smaller topics, and really pad them out and like have in-depth conversations about them.
We're gonna talk about MC history,
know more about 1%
culture,
and stuff like that.
If you have a topic you kind of want us to hit on, I'm gonna be putting up stories. You can hit up the Club Talk Instagram at Club Talk Podcast.
Creed, SMC Creed will take ideas, and SMC Day and or Club Talk Instagram. All those Instagrams, let us know.
I want people to know now. This show is in no way associated with Striker MC. The two people that host it, we happen to be part of Striker MC. Our opinions don't mean we want to whoop your ass. Don't mean we want to beat your ass in lobbies. It just means that we don't fucking like you. You stupid.
And you'll see this a lot on the episodes where I will say this is not my MC's opinion, because it's not. What my club considers something is what I consider something else. I agree with my club rules, and I think they're the best bylaws in the world.
There's probably people in our club that agree with
personal opinion.
Agree with Sir High Times.
All
right, bro. Nah, we about to wrap up the show anyway, bro. You good? Okay. Hey, appreciate you coming out, arguing, putting up with Creed.
It's been Mr. Time.
Hey, man, I love the debate on it. You know what I mean? Like I do.
I think it's good for the community.
All right, we'll shut down the stream. Let me just wait 4 seconds for it to click over to an hour, and there we go. All right, next episode 13, unlucky number. We'll do something special for that.
All right, bet.